everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Knowledge Bolide Hangout. A little bit unique today. You might be wondering, why in the world is Topher wearing a hockey jersey, and the heck are all these signatures on it? And it gets worse because the entire back is covered as well. So a little bit about me. You guys may see the picture behind me playing hockey. That's me as a goaltender. This was my other thing I was passionate about before I got into meteorites. I did a lot of work, volunteer work with the Coyotes, the foundation, the Coyotes Foundation for Families, and did a lot of time hanging out with all the players and got it all signed by the sports broadcasters and everyone. Had a whole section over here just for goaltenders. But I'm replacing this today with the Knowledge Bolide shirts have arrived.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah,
put them all on.
They are really nice shirts as expected. The Knowledge Bolide crew member on the front, and on the back, nice logo with the URL and collect space on it. So cool. I'm super pumped. They came out really well. So I'll be working out a way to get you guys a rock wrapped in a shirt soon. Let me hit pause for a second. We'll go right into the presentation. All right. So this is what we have in store for us today, a little witness meteor, actually not meteors, meteor, update on a meteor shower, which is a different thing. Ingenuity, yes, we achieved flight on another planet. We have a beautiful stop, tour of the universe stop with Maxime, and you know how he gets with his details and his animations and stuff, so it's really good. And then we also have a little warning on some eBay fakes. So I wanted to go ahead and get into the first item. Let me see here. I don't need to be spotlighted. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. So first off, congratulations, everyone. This is our 47th hangout in a row. We've missed a single one in 47 weeks. So super pumped about that. And every single day, 124 hours of the YouTube channel is consumed. That's a knowledge bolide right there. So hence the shirts. There was a bolide event Tuesday, April 13th. Unfortunately, as you can see with the arrow, there are not rocks on the ground. Well, the ocean ground maybe, but check this out. You can see it right there on the bottom, a little bit lower. Kaboom! Like, that's freaking amazing. Wow. So this is the actual video of it right here. So look down at the lower part where the name is.
Awesome. That's cool.
That is pretty wild, isn't it? Yeah, too bad it's out at sea, though.
Let's go fishing.
Boom. Wow, that flash was amazing. And a trucker got it, too, or I'm assuming it's a trucker, maybe a car driver. Tanya. So I thought that was pretty interesting because a lot of times people say, I saw the meteorite or I saw the meteor fall. It was right over that hill, just right on top of that hill. And if you notice in the first one, it looks like this meteorite or meteor explodes as it hits the ground, basically. But then you see it from a different angle and you realize, no, it still had a bunch of altitude on it, a bunch of dark flight still that we didn't see. So I thought that was a good example of a known trajectory, a known meteor that will never be recovered. But if you look at it from those two angles, it gives you a different story about the event itself. Now, have any of you guys been paying attention to this astronomical event that's going on right now?
Yeah, so living in New York sucks.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I live outside of Tucson. That's where my brain is. I live outside of Phoenix in Chandler, and I actually they built I live right behind a hospital, and they just built a multi-story parking structure, and it has floodlights on the top. So I'm hosed. I don't have any visible, observable sky, I should say. But right now is the Lyrid meteor shower, and obviously everyone here in the group knows, but just for those watching on YouTube, who may not understand or know there's a difference between meteorites and meteor showers, or think that they are related events. If you notice, let me get my little spotlighter. If you notice down here, this is a predictable event. It's going on for about 2 weeks, but really tonight is the highlight. So after this live, everyone tonight, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you just missed it. But April 21st, 22nd. So tonight after dark at 10:30, it gets better as the night goes on, and you should be able to see some shooting stars. Now these are different because these are predictable. The Earth is actually moving through the orbit of the dusty trail of a comet called Thatcher. So this meteor or this comet is going around in its orbit, and there's a bunch of debris in its wake that gets pulled along with it. So it's like this, it has its own trail that goes around in its own orbit with the comet, and we, being on Earth, pass through that, and tiny little like bits of sand and at the biggest like pieces of rice maybe. And that's why they shoot really quickly, burn off, and all radiate from the same part of the sky. Whereas what we collect are meteorites. Those are random events, and they're much larger to survive. As a rule of thumb with meteorites, if you start out with a basketball entering the atmosphere, 80% will be lost, and you'll be left with a softball. So if you start off with a softball, you'll end up with like a ping pong ball or something like that. So 80% of the volume is lost. So I'm actually going to go out tonight and look again. I was out last night at 2:30 in the morning, spent about a half hour. I saw one. My eyes tricked me, and I thought I saw a bunch more, but I know I saw one. This is an app that I use on my phone. I wanted to give the PhD doctor full credit for everything that he's done to develop this. And it's called the Meteor Shower Calendar. And basically it gives you like just basically the upcoming weather of all the meteor showers that are upcoming and what the visibility strength is. So with Bruce being in New York, me being outside Phoenix, I'm not going to go out for any ones at all. So these I'm not going to go out for. Lyrids, I saw one last night in a half hour, so that's about my limit. But like the Aquarius, I'm definitely going to go out on May 6th and check those out for the peak. But it gives you, as you dig into, so this is going to be your main screen, and then you would click on the Lyrids, and it brings you to this page, and it tells you when they begin, when they peak, when they end. average velocity, how many are coming in per hour. When you click on these tools up here, it actually helps you navigate to where that constellation is in the sky. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to or had any interest in that whatsoever, but that's a good tool that I happen to use myself. Pause for 1 second. Or can I? Yeah. All right. So that's just a little something going on in the night sky and a way to take advantage of it. Going to a little show and tell. We had Bruce raise his hand. So Bruce, what you got for us, bud?
A couple of interesting L3s. So this first one, let's see. Really wanted that camera to work. Come on. Can't really see too well. So this is a new classification.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah. Some really nice chondrules.
What's it classified as?
So it's an L3 chondrite. It's NWA 13911. And I got it off of eBay, and turns out from somebody that pops in here from time to time. I don't know if I should mention his name, but
yeah, why not? Why not? Go for it.
So it's Shin Yung.
Yeah. Shong.
Okay.
Yang. Yep.
Shong Yang. So that's number one. The second one on the L3 stage, this is L3.15.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's got some huge chronicles.
So this one is provisional. So it hasn't been published yet. But it's expected, I think, NWA 13909.
13909, and you said it was an L3.15?
3.15, yeah.
Provisional. Wow, that's pretty cool. Is that from Shang as well?
Yeah, all of these are.
Nice.
Yeah, well, and I picked them all up on eBay. It's like, okay. So along with that, he sent something that they're not sure of. So I don't even know if it's going to show up. Just, he said it's an unusual matrix. It's more cutting stuff. It's just weird. They said it's either a CV or CK, but it's being analyzed now. So he sent me that little fragment. But wait, there's more.
Shung he's a gambler. He likes buying a lot of unclassified stuff, especially irons.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's selling them. It was on eBay. Offhand, I can't remember what his eBay handle is.
Yeah. Let me interject for 1 second, Bruce, because what I have done, and I recommend everyone does this. I have a cheat sheet. I'm trying to, let me see here. There we go. I have a little cheat sheet that I use to convert an eBay seller to their real identity, to their organizations, whether they're IMCA, whatever they are. Once I have their email, their phone number, their address, their name, I have all that stuff, because once they send the package, if they're intelligent, they're going to put their business card in there, and now you have all that information. And that way, if you see anything, oh, good, Pat Brown just popped in. I'm not going to have to talk the whole time. But so that cheat sheet has helped me out several times by, welcome, Pat, welcome. The cheat sheet has saved me several times because I see something that I want on eBay. If eBay is not going to be responsive when we say you have scammers remove these items and they're not going to respond, then I will definitely take my business off of eBay by contacting that person off of eBay and saying, if eBay is not going to solve their problem, let's not use them as a sales platform, and I contact them directly. So I would recommend that everyone start doing that, and you know, and just keep it in a Word doc or a Google Doc online.
Yeah, I've definitely learned to do that as well. You know, with people that you're going to deal with, you think on a regular basis. So, yeah. So I also picked up a little Mesosiderite.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
This is NWA 13872. So that's a nice little better there. But wait.
All right, Bruce, you're going to have to write these in the chat for me so I can put them in the timestamp, okay?
Okay. Yeah, and so this is actually, so it's an end cut.
Cool.
It's a nice little piece there.
That has enough metal in it that it's actually really good etched. You can see the pattern in it really well.
Yeah, a little bit. And then along with that, he sent me a tiny little piece of an unclassified Winonaite.
Ooh.
Cool.
It's unclassified, but is it being classified?
What did he say? Yeah, he think it's being classified, and it thinks it might be paired to 13790 or 96. I can't read the card too clearly. So as far as meteorites go, that's all I got. But I also picked up this.
Oh.
But not just this, I got a lot of 6 of them. So I'm gonna keep a couple, but if anybody wants to pay the shipping, you know, I'm happy to send out, you know, a few that I have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but like I said, you know, I noticed last week when we were talking about it, there are a ton that are on eBay now, and you know, bids starting at 99 cents, some without shipping. You know, you can get lucky, but there's a lot on there. So, but I got a few extras. You know, I'm gonna give to a friend of mine, friend's kid. But if anybody wants, you know, just let me know. And you know, you cover the shipping, and it's yours.
Cool. Pretty cool. Well, that's what we're about here. You know, sharing the wealth. Pat, I don't know if you missed my grand entrance.
Oh, nice. The official shirts are in. Cool.
Yeah. Dum, dum, dum.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty pumped about that. Yeah, I felt a lot of pressure to talk when both you and Mike Kelly weren't here. I was like, oh, it's going to be a 40-minute hangout.
Yeah, sorry, I was on a long phone call and couldn't cut it short, and then had to take a bio break. And
no, man, we're just glad to get whatever Pat we can. I see that Chris Monkman has his hand up. Let me go to Chris Monk real quick. There you go.
How's it going? So I have just 2 things to share today. So this one right here, didn't get a chance to go to Tucson, but I watched a number of videos of people who were in Tucson. And one of the videos that you shared, Topher, was at Aerolite Meteorites. And this one right here just came today. And it is a sliced and etched piece of Odessa.
Ooh.
About 44.2 grams. And it's got the real nice little black, I'm assuming, or graphite pieces in there, which really popped on the video. And so I was like, I need one.
That is
And
awesome.
so in the past, I've had an Odessa for quite a while. And the Odessa that I had was a whole individual, and you couldn't see any of that graphite in it. So this is my whole individual Odessa.
That's a nice size individual.
Yeah. It's shapely too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some good regmaglyphs and a little bit of character. It's been scuffed up a little bit. It's probably been traded back and forth 100 times, but
That's a good
it's mine now.
That's the thing with meteorites, is that they were here for a long time before we were around, and they'll be around a long time after us. And so we are custodians of them for some period of time.
Yep.
And then my last one that I wanted to show is also, Topher will recognize this one.
Yeah.
We had a little video chat the other day in which he took a bunch of my money. And this particular one is going to be my second cut meteorite. Getting ready for retirement, trying to find something fun to do and a little way to make extra money.
Mm-hmm. And that's the one that we discussed, like no matter how you cut it, you're going to be crusty on sides.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have lots of crust. And I've looked at it through a loop, and I don't know how good it comes up right there, but I mean, it's got a bunch of obvious chondrules.
Tons of chondrules, yeah.
And so I'm hoping this looks really good on the inside, and hopefully by next week's hangout, if work permits, I can show you guys what the inside looks like.
Cool.
Yeah. Because you know, Chris is a good friend, and that's a unclassified NWA. I gave him a break, only $8 per gram.
It's all right. Once I need someone to sell some pieces for me, I'll sell it back to you for $12 a gram.
That's the attitude. I love it. Yeah, it's cool. I can't wait to see the inside of it, because like I've had that one for a little while. So it's nice to see them, you know, come to life and get revealed. Good deal. Did you have anything else to show? I didn't want to cut you off.
Nope. That's it. Thanks.
Nice. Awesome. I like that Odessa. Excuse me. Yeah. If you guys notice, I did put a video on the YouTube about shopping at Aerolite, and a lot of people have contacted Aerolite to purchase items based on that. So it doesn't hurt if you mention and name drop that you saw Topher talking about you. That just helps me out in the future when I want to get unfettered access to their space gems. It goes a lot easier when they know that the marketing pays off two ways.
Yeah. I don't know if Topher mentioned it yet, being late, but Topher posted a video of our Meteorite Mansion experience from 2020 as well. And I am savoring that one. I'm only about halfway through it. Yeah, it brings back the excitement of the tables and boxes and bins and totes and everything, all full of meteorites.
Yeah, it was a hard. See, there's one thing that stinks about what we do on YouTube. We are such a finite and focused group. Our subject is so focused, and it's not. And the average video is an hour and 40 minutes. Like, we don't fit the YouTube algorithm. We're not.
Nope.
You know, a 2.5 minute to 8 minute sports blooper thing, you know? So it's even more amazing. Excuse me, it's even more amazing because, Pat, you missed this. We're averaging 124 hours a day consumed on our channel.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I call it our channel now because it is. So I'm truly excited about that. So the Meteorite Mansion video, I really cut myself to a half hour. And I think I ended at like 33 minutes, so 10% that. Because I really wanted just a half-hour video, because that way people can just watch a half-hour video. They don't feel committed to an hour and 45. But if you remember, we shot a lot of live videos while we were there.
Yes.
I have all those live videos, and I'm not sure I want to. I mean, they're already out there, but I'm going to put them on YouTube, and it's going to be fun and embarrassing when you see us goofing off and stuff, because you know, we had no filters, man. We were having fun. We were at the Meteorite Mansion, man. Yeah. So it was kind of hard to go through the plethora of media I had and get just a half hour of little solid things. But yeah, that's a good one, and I'm gonna also be putting up the lives that we saw as well. Let me see here. I have I'm sure I have some stuff to show off. Does anyone have any stuff they want to show off?
I have one, but it'll take me a couple minutes to get there.
Okay. All right. So while I was in Tucson, I did some personal shopping. Well, I was just doing a video, a live video, and I was contacted by Greg Stone, who wanted me to procure this impact material for him. This is from Anton Artemev. He's a fellow IMCA member, and he hunted this and collected it himself. This is from Kazakhstan.
Cool.
Does anyone know what this item is called?
Well, just grossly, it'd be called an impactite. That one is really vesicular with a lot of glass and a lot of frothy action. That's quite an impactite.
Yeah, that's why Greg wanted it. Yeah, it's like weird. It's really glass. I mean,
yes.
It's called a glass bomb.
Oh, a bomb. Okay, yes. If it were ejected as one piece, then yes, it's called a bomb.
So, well, maybe I'm misapplying the term, but that's what I've always called them. So this is from Kazakhstan, from a massive crater there, and it shows terrestrial material instantly turned into liquid and then cooled so rapidly that it didn't even have time to congeal. Basically, it's honeycombed.
Right.
So
I think in that context, it's Suevite.
it's called what?
Suevite?
Or I've heard it pronounced Suevite, but I'm probably butchering it.
Yeah, I thought it was that too, because that's the spelling, but then I heard someone say Suevite. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they're right.
So the Nördlinger crater in Germany has impactites like that, but the block of Suevite that I have that actually is a block from the church doesn't have anywhere near that much air in it. I've got a big cut slice of Zhamanshin that's similar to that.
I really wish I remembered the name of the crater where this came from, but this one I think would, I mean, it won't, but it basically would float on water.
Yeah,
it is. After holding and handling meteorites in Tucson for hours, I picked this up and it felt like a helium balloon. But you can definitely see the layers of glass up on top. And this is the final one. This one is super cool as well, with river and flow through it.
Yeah, that's more similar to the Zhamanshin material that I've seen.
I believe that maybe what I'm talking about then. Zhamanshin is in Where is it was from?
It's in one of the
Kazakhstan.
yeah, I think that's right.
So this is really very high quality impact material that I picked up for Greg Stone, and now he at least gets to see it even better up focus. I asked him, like, you know, are you in a hurry for it? Like, can I take my time packaging up really well? I was like, yeah. If you have it on Wednesday, I'm like, yeah, I'll show it off. Don't worry. So now I got to get this out the door to him. But there's a little bit of everything in Tucson. So I highly recommend that you guys check out either the Tucson show or a local flavor of it near you. Because like near me, there's also the Quartzite show. I know there's some shows in New Mexico, in Albuquerque and Las Cruces. So there's other shows you can get to. They may have you know, mask requirements or limitations on who can how many can attend, but it's definitely worth checking people out. When I was in Tucson recently, I was talking to a guy, and he was very knowledgeable about Gibeon, and then he showed me a piece that he had commissioned for him. It's the $1 million pair of Gibeon pistols.
Oh yes, I've seen photos of those. They're 1911 Colt patterned pistols. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's his card. Let me see. Dave Sherman, Meteorite Art LLC. But yeah, ridiculous. Those guns were all like, I don't even know if they actually sold or not, but they were listed for like $1 million.
Yeah, they've been for sale for a while.
Yeah. Let me see if does anyone have any thing they want to show off.
I've got 3 things to show.
Sweet. Let me switch over to you, and I'll also look for some stuff in the background for myself. Go for it.
Okay, so we were just talking about Zhamanshin. Here's my piece of Zhamanshin.
That's it. Yeah.
Very, very, very vesicular. Has these big, huge vesicles in it, and where they meet the fluffy, frothed up stuff, they're very vitreous. It's just like a glass coating inside those vesicles. It's just very, very reflective. This piece is about 3/4 of an inch thick.
Some cute holes.
Yeah, I like the flow, the way that the material just flows around.
Yeah.
That almost looks like magma. It really does.
Yes. Yeah. And then this is, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation again, but the Suevite, impactite. This town is built, oops, upside down. This town is built in an impact crater. And the church, well, it's not showing up very well. The church is made out of the impactite material.
Wow.
And
Is that the one in Germany?
yes. Mm-hmm. The Ries crater, and the town is called Nördling.
Yeah.
And so they had to do some repair work on the church, and this is a little piece of a block of material from the church, and has the seal of the church or of the town. I've been on a meteorite timeout for a little while, and the thing that sent me into the meteorite is this.
Ooh,
Beautiful. Yeah.
that's got such a finish on it.
yeah, it's very, very mirrored, and you're looking at it in reflected cross polarized light with the LED bouncing off the ceiling. And there's the flip side of it. And boy, the thing under the microscope, it's just amazing. Aba Panu has lots of barred olivine chondrules, and under the microscope, it's just like acres and acres and acres of chondrules.
Yeah, I absolutely love Aba Panu, and
Yeah.
if you look deep in the in the classification, it's actually subtyped.
Yes, 3.6.
I believe so.
Subtype, yeah. Yeah, so that's what I had from my cluttered, from the camera I normally use. You can't see all the clutter, but with this camera, you can see all the clutter in here.
Well, I'm about to test the limits of my camera to see if it can show off what is the finest etch or pattern I've ever seen on an iron. We were just talking about Sheng. This is Sheng Yang, Jeminay. This is a very rare. That's what I have. It's a very rare Chinese meteorite, Chinese iron. It's ungrouped, and when I zoom in on this, if my camera will allow me to, you'll see why it's ungrouped.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
As an extraordinarily fine Bidmanstatten pattern.
It is way thinner than my fingerprints.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's like thin as a hair, looks like.
Even on the edges, you can see the etch.
Oh, yes.
And then there's the back side. It's my understanding that hold on, I'll hold it a little different. It's my understanding that one of the hunters, one of the recoverers, the main recoverer of this meteorite actually passed away during recovery.
That sucks.
Yeah. But look, that is the tiniest, tightest pattern I've ever seen on an iron.
Is that crust at the top, Topher?
Yeah. Well, I guess I will tell you that the new camera is working pretty well. Because honestly,
Yeah, it looks like.
Yes, it's working very well.
if you guys can see that, I mean, it's working perfectly. Because this thing is not the piece is tiny, but the pattern is so fine.
Oh, yeah.
So I was really super happy. In meteorites, we like paying it forward and getting it paid back to us. So when I was in Tucson, I found that hyper-oriented iron and made it available. And this is a gift I got back in return. So I'm very thankful of that. Talking about another gift that I'm extremely thankful for. This is something that not many people in the world are going to have at all. And I really wish that it wasn't in a dirty box, dirty lid. Let me get the main piece and show off that. I have a bunch of little pieces, but this main piece will be representative.
There it is.
This is a meteorite that was found in Spain in, I believe, let me see here, Yeah, 1994. It was found in 1994 and just classified in the last month. Does anyone know the name of this meteorite?
Yeah, that's the one that Juan just classified, and I want to say it's something similar to Manchego, but I know that's not it because it's a cheese.
Monteros or something like that. Let me see here. Monegros.
Negros, yes.
So it doesn't have the total known weight on here, but it's a single stone, very, very, very low weight. And Juan was really cool enough to give me some nice little samples of it.
Cool.
So yeah, if there's anyone here that has roots in Spain that will not be able to complete their life without owning a piece of an historic Spanish fall, let me know, because I never sell gifts. But if it's really seriously important to you, I will give you one of the fragments. Like I said, we believe in paying it forward. I don't see any hand up, so I'm going to keep on rolling. Now, this one wasn't a gift. This is one that I had to shell out for. But I am in love with Mesosiderites all of a sudden. So I actually have, we were talking about Juan Aviles at Jurassic Dreams earlier. That's the one we allude to. He is having he just had a Mesosiderite classified, and I just bought the 13-gram end cut to it, which I'm super pumped about because the end cut is really, really gnarled and nice.
Beautiful.
So this is a Mesosiderite, and on this side, you can see that there's definitely metal in the silica, and Mesosiderites have usually a 50-50 mix. But when you turn it around to this side, you really are treated to, I'm trying to get the that metal, there it goes. You can actually see the pattern in the metal.
That is pretty stunning.
So I have a new appreciation for Mesosiderites all of a sudden. I'm really enjoying them and the rarity of it. Wow, look, there we go. I told you that would pop. Hey, I'm digging this new phone.
Are you using the macro camera in it?
I'm using just whatever the main camera is, Zoom is allowing me to use on the camera on the cell phone.
Okay. Well, there's an additional camera in the thing that's only for macro use.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be stunning.
I still have to. I thought I might be using that already, but I will have to look into that some more.
Might automatically switch, but when you get that close. Is that related to the one that I just showed before?
This one is, it may, dude, it may, because
this was just classified, and if you got yours before, maybe it wasn't done.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to give me the, it was discovered in 2021. So, I mean, it's freaking brand new, you know? Yeah, I'll have to, yeah, I saw you add the information to the chat, so I'll have to check it out. Now I have a last one to show, and this is really important to me because it's, again, another gift, but this is the first meteorite that Chris Monk cut. So he went around, he turned it around and sent it to me with my own ID card and called it Monkite 001.
Cute.
So let's take a look at this piece of crap that he sent me. I love it. Let's see here.
Ooh. That's beautiful.
Where is the, there we go.
There you go. That's beautiful. It's got,
the other side has a melt
Bit
in
of
it.
metal.
It's got some good metal, but look at this melt on this side.
wow. There's a lot of porosity there too.
Yeah, look
Ooh,
at that.
there you go. That's beautifully in focus. Look at all the porosity.
Yeah. So I think I would put this as an H5 if I had to classify it. And I say that based on the magnetism, the amount of visible metal, and the fact that you do still see some good, oh, there we go. You can get the metal look in there. But when you zoom in on that melt, you can literally tell that. That may be a little too close. But so thank you very much, Chris. I thought this was a pretty cool piece to add to my collection. It's not always about the size or the price. It's about the story behind it, and that's real important to me as well.
So I just as a little backstory, I've been into terrestrial rocks my whole life, and I'm getting old, so it's been a long time. But I've been cutting rocks on tile saws and grinding them down with just rudimentary equipment and stuff, trying to see what was inside of them for a long time. I've been holding on to that stone for probably 5 or 6 years. And I finally was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And so I bought a really nice Diamond Pacific 10-inch saw and something that could cut thin, straight slices. And so that was the first test of what I could do. The next time I'm going to try to go a little thinner and play with some stuff. But yeah, so that was me trying to do a really good job.
It turned out perfectly because it's a straight cut. It's not a wedge at all. It's like, okay. Yeah, I know my limits of cutting, and I'm very good at cutting small stones and not for like not for professional distribution, just for curiosity of what's inside. Talking about finding out, I'm curious what's inside. What's going on with Cameron right now?
How's it going? So I got my package from Michael Kelly, and he gave me this awesome little chunk of howardite, which, you know, is always fun to look at.
Cool.
This is NWA 11447.
I've never heard of that one.
Let's see. He also sent my half of NWA 10674 that I know we talked about this last time, but he managed to cut these two pieces in half within like 1/100th of a gram. Like, he sent me pictures of both of them on the scale. It was uncanny how close he managed to get. So,
and he still took the bigger slice.
I'm actually not sure which one I have. Anyway, but yeah, this thing is awesome. I have stared at this thing through a loop until my brain hurt. So I need to Pat Brown up and get me a microscope. So let's see. Another thing, we got a little bit of NWA 13635. It is an H6. Got some metal in there.
Yeah.
Really interesting grain shapes in there, the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's linear.
Zigzaggy lines, yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. I got a new lunar melt breccia.
Cool.
Let's see. Oh. Here we go. We got back on there. Got a little bit of Martian Shergotite. This is 12269, I believe. So when we landed on Mars, however long ago Perseverance landed the other day, months ago now, I went and I rounded up all of my Martian meteorites and discovered that I was very much invested in Shergotite, and that was it. Didn't have anything else. So naturally we had to fix that.
That's not light. Yeah.
So I got a little crumb of Hasi I'm gonna say this wrong, but yeah, it's not light.
001.
Yes.
Matt Stream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. And just so people know that the difference, I can't scientifically tell you the difference between Shergotites and Knocklights, but I tell you price difference, $100 a gram versus $1,000 a gram.
Right. All right. So if y'all have watched the replay of the 2020 Meteorite Mansion hangout, you might have seen the story of the lost lunar meteorite.
I got up to that spot. And I haven't watched beyond that spot yet, but yeah. The early morning victory of having recovered the.
Well, and the thing is we were hunting this rock, and I know that I picked this up, Travis picked this up, and I'm pretty sure Jody picked this up, and we're like, yeah, we're looking for something that looks just like this. Toss. And that none of us just winged it off into the cacti is a miracle. But yeah, Topher walked out there in the broad morning sunlight and found it. And of course, with a story like that, he would go on to sell this thing, and I was like, no, it'd just be a lunar to somebody else.
Yeah.
I was there. I tossed this into the desert. This was a meteor wrong like 6 times before it became a meteorite again.
Yeah, I wonder how many people actually picked it up. And I was hoping no one stepped on it. That was my thing, is like, after we didn't find it right away, I was like, okay, someone stepped on it. Now we're looking for pieces.
Dude, I might have kicked it. I don't know. But yeah, so this is 10.9 gram. I breathed on the scale. It won't go to 11. Still 10.9 grams.
And that's the Meteorite Mansion 2020 Lost Lunar.
The prodigal meteorite. Yeah.
The prodigal lunar. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. So almost last. One of our own, Michael Blood, wrote a book, Meteorites and Sacred Stones on Coins of Ancient Greece and Rome. And this idea always intrigued me. So I bought this book with the intention of purchasing a single Roman coin with a meteorite on it. And so I searched and realized that I was still kind of in over my head. So I talked to your friend and mine, Roberto Vargas, and he sold me this.
Yeah.
This handsome gentleman here is Antoninus Pius. He was the Roman emperor between 138 and 161. He was actually the one that took over after Hadrian. And I think he was the one between Hadrian and Marcus Aurelius, but I'm not sure about that part. Everybody liked this dude. He was one of the 5 good emperors, but not during his reign, much earlier, during the reign of Numa Pompilius in 715 BC. He was the second king of Rome. this oriented meteorite fell out of the sky. And they called it the Ancilla Shield. And a voice was heard saying that if they preserved this shield, that Rome would be the mistress of the world as long as they kept this shield safe. So he had 11 copies. I don't know. I mean, I guess back then it was.
Okay.
But so he had 11 copies of the shield made to confuse thieves. So this is 2 of the Ancilla shields on the back of the coin. So a little bit of quick math. I don't know at what point during Antoninus Pius' reign this was minted, but if at the earliest point, this is at least 1,883 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I know it feels kind of cool, walking around with it in my pajamas pants pocket, because it's like, how many other people's pocket has this been in? Some dude bought his groceries with this 1,800 years ago.
I wonder how many, what actual transactions was that coin involved in?
Yeah, I want to know how much how much it was worth when it was minted. I want to, how much buying power was this?
Yeah.
So
was that like a day's pay, or is that
or a week or a month?
Yeah, exactly. I would like to know that. I am delving deeper.
So I think the denomination of that one is a sestertius. And I used to collect coins when I was a kid, and I got into medieval and ancients, some not super deep. But I think in terms of buying power, I think that was on the order of a day's labor for a semi-skilled laborer.
Gotcha.
You can probably refine that a huge amount, but I think that's at least close to get you started.
Well, I'm sure that whoever got this as a day's pay would be tickled pink to know how much I paid for this. So, which, just like the guy in Indiana Jones said, hold on to something for a few millennia, it becomes worth something again. So yeah, that's all I had.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, another part of collecting is ephemera. So that's pretty cool. Sam Lopez, let's go to you, buddy.
Hey guys.
Hi, bud.
I have something interesting here, because we were talking about impactites. This is an impactite, but it's a trinitite, but it's not from Trinity. The story goes, decades ago, here outside of town, there used to be a bomb factory. My grandma was at church. There was a humongous explosion, accident, and I found some of this in the area near it, because we have a farm right next to it. And the cool thing about it is you can still see the brick from the building inside there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. This is way more pretty than trinitite, I believe.
It takes a huge amount of energy to do that.
I don't know what kind of bombs they were making there, but it had to have been something humongous to do this.
Yeah. Sam, that should be checked for radioactive tracers too, to make sure it isn't just something that was moved from one place to another.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't touch it very much, and it puts a funny taste in your mouth, so I'm sure it is. And there's another really cool looking one here.
Wow.
Had a lot of color in it.
Cool. If you can send me one of those, I can do a little work on it to check and see if it is radioactive. And I have a super crude beta spectroscopy capability too.
Cool. This one's yours. You can keep it.
Wow. I'm amazed, because that looks like trinitite right there.
It truly does.
I've got a number of pieces of trinitite, and they look very similar to the first, the larger piece there. The trinitite that I've seen doesn't have as much glass in it as the second piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty crazy, dude. I wonder what the hell were they making in that factory, man?
I don't know, but my grandma said she was at church and the whole town windows were breaking and shattering, and one guy got down on his knees and started repenting.
I thought it was the impact.
I swear I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again. Well, that's all. Let me see here. Let me hit pause for 1 second.
Topher, did you finally get
We're now live again, and we're going to check in with Maxime in Belgium. He's going to be taking us on our tour of the universe this week, and I'm really looking forward to it because he put a lot of time and production value into this. So here we go.
Today we are going to talk about a very mysterious body of our solar system. Sometimes referred to as the vault of our solar system, it is a 24 quintillion kilograms asteroid, probably composed of metal and estimated to be worth about 10,000 quadrillions of dollars, what would be more than the value of our current global economy. Actually, if it was brought back to Earth and shared between all humans, each of us would be 700 times richer than Bill Gates. Fact or fiction? We will see. Let us talk about asteroid 16 Psyche. So 16 Psyche was discovered in 1852 by Annibale de Gasparis, an Italian astronomer who also discovered 8 other asteroids. Psyche is located in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter and orbits the Sun at a distance of about 3 astronomical units. It is named after the Greek goddess of the soul, Psyche. Very few things are known about Psyche. Not so much observations were made and measurements remain quite variable, sometimes even totally contradictory. That makes Psyche a very mysterious, not very well-known body. Anyway, let's summarize what we know about it. Optical observations determine that Psyche is irregularly shaped. It has an ellipsoidal shape with dimensions of 290 times 245 times 170 kilometers. If it was a perfect sphere, it would have a diameter of 226 kilometers. Here is what it represents compared to Arizona. By mass, Psyche is considered as the 9th most massive asteroid of the solar system. On its own, it represents about 1% of the total mass of the asteroid belt. Visually speaking, we don't know much about Psyche's surface features. However, recent pictures tend to show the existence of 2 large craters. Those were provisionally named Meteor and Panthea. Now let's talk about Psyche's composition, and you will see it is quite complex. The most common way we have to identify asteroids' composition and then classify them is the spectral classification. Based on color, albedo, which measures the amount of light reflected by a surface, and spectrum, we can define various families of asteroids reflecting their composition. The Tholen classification scheme, one of the most widely used systems, divides the asteroids in 14 categories. Noticeable categories are the S-class for silicates, representing stony asteroids, the C-class for carbonaceous, representing carbon-rich, very dark asteroids, and the M-class for metallic, which will interest us today. Now let's go back to Psyche. Psyche's optical light albedo is of 0.15, what is straight in the typical range for Tholen's M-type asteroids, what seems to indicate that Psyche's surface probably contains large proportions of metal. Furthermore, its radar albedo is one of the highest ever measured on an asteroid, being about 3 times the value typically observed for S and C-type asteroids. That means that Psyche's surface is highly reflective, and is another hint in favor of a high metal concentration, leading to the incredible question: is Psyche a completely metallic world made of iron-nickel mountains, canyons, and craters? That is absolutely amazing to think about that. Well, actually, we are not really sure about that. Mass estimations based on Psyche gravitational influence on close asteroids tend to show that Psyche's density lies between 3,400 and 4,100 kilograms per cubic meters, with a very high variability over the surface. and that strongly discriminates the exclusive metal composition theory. Taenite and kamacite have densities that are about twice the one observed on Psyche. Furthermore, Psyche's mean density is also lower than the one of stony iron meteorites, and is in fact actually much more compatible with the density of ordinary enstatite and carbonaceous non-CB chondrites. This, however, doesn't take porosity into account. In any case, it is now more widely considered that Psyche's metal ratio is compressed between 30 and 60%, the rest being silicates. That is also supported by thermal effusivity measurements. A first estimation was totally coherent with a metallic surface, while another seemed to show silicates as primary materials. The high observed variability may also simply mean that the asteroid is highly heterogeneous, being composed of some silicated parts and some metallic parts. Let's now talk about Psyche's formation. Due to its relatively high metal composition, Psyche is thought to be the exposed core of an old differentiated body called Psyche's parent body, or PPB, and estimated to be the size of 4 Vesta. So in order to get its core exposed, PPB should then have been violently torn apart. However, if that was the case, that would mean many remnants asteroids should necessarily be currently observable on similar orbits, what is actually not the case. In the literature, this problem is referred to as the missing Psyche family, a paper I really suggest you to read. A first possibility is then that this catastrophic event happened very early in the solar system's formation, leaving time for those remnant asteroids to deteriorate through impacts. However, it is estimated that such a scenario had a 1% chance of occurrence, so it is quite unlikely. One theory is that PPB was actually not totally differentiated nor violently torn apart, but slowly shattered by asteroids. That would mean that Psyche is not the pure exposed metallic core of an old protoplanet, but simply the center part of a larger asteroid having undergone partial differentiation. Another possibility is that PPB was actually torn apart, but in such a way that no or few remnant material had any chance to escape, meaning that the majority of the mass simply reaggregated, forming a random mix of silicates and metal. Quite close to Mesosiderites, isn't it? We'll come back to that in a few seconds. In any case, you may have seen that despite measurements and observations, Psyche remains somewhat unknown, mysterious and controversial. Is it the exposed core of a planet that could never form due to the inherent violence of our solar system's early days? Or is it simply a common asteroid containing more metal than the average? But if so, why? Is it a reconstituted exploded asteroid? No one knows. Happily, we can always count on NASA to relieve us, as a mission is planned to lift off with destination Psyche no sooner than next year. NASA's Psyche spacecraft will leave Earth in summer 2022 to reach Mars in 2023, in order to get some gravitational assistance. After 3 more years into space, it will finally reach Psyche and study its properties for 1 year, finally uncovering all of Psyche's mysteries. And if Psyche is really the exposed core of an old protoplanet, that would be really interesting, because when you think about it, we have no way to see a planet's core except by this way. So if this is the case, that will be really, really interesting. Lastly, some meteorite-related facts. As I told earlier, one of the theories concerning Psyche's formation may let think that Psyche is a good candidate to be the parent body of Mesosiderites. On the other hand, spectral analyses tend to show that Psyche's and E chondrite spectra are quite similar. Actually, the E family of asteroids for enstatite are known to have a high optical albedo too, even higher than the optical albedo of Psyche. So is it excluded that Psyche may be a possible parent body for E chondrites? Not sure. Again, we will have to wait results from Psyche's spacecraft in order to have a better understanding. In any case, maybe we have currently in our shelves some fragments from Psyche. In conclusion, we have seen that Psyche is probably one of the most mysterious bodies out there, and that we still need to understand what it is made of and how it formed. Furthermore, Understanding all of that will also allow us to uncover a bit more about the mysteries surrounding the formation of our solar system, what is priceless. As to the theory stating the asteroid is full of gold and worth quintillions of dollars, I could not find any scientific source confirming that. In any case, 16 Psyche remains largely composed of metal and is just a very unique and interesting asteroid which true value is probably much more in what we could learn from it about planetary formation. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video about Psyche, and I just wanted to say hello to all of you and to wish you a great hangout this week, guys, and see you very soon. I just wanted to say hello to all of you and to wish you a great hangout this week, guys, and see you very soon.
Right on. Thanks, Mark, Maxine. That is awesome. Wow. He really does a great job on his presentations.
Yeah, the production
Maxine
value
should
of
be
that
a
was
professor.
dream.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what he does for a living, but yeah, he needs, if they have a PBS in Brussels, he needs to work for PBS.
That is the truth.
Yeah, he does a really good job putting those together, and again, I just watched it with you guys for the first time, so that's really good information. And I think I'm gonna strip all of the tours of the universe out and put them up as individual videos, and then have a series of the tour of the universe. So in case people just want to watch those, they can watch just those in the future.
Yeah, it's good. That'll get you more traffic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know what helps is everyone take the time to smash the like button. And every week you got to remind me, but I'll work it in there. Yeah, you know, it's just one of those games that we have to play. Is if we're not putting up the typical YouTube video, you know, we're not going to get the we need a little bit of self-promotion, in other words. Let me show you something I picked up for myself while I was in Tucson. As I stated earlier, and you guys probably know, I am an Arizona guy. I've lived in Arizona for well, since '85, and I had a chance while visiting Aerolite to pick up Tank Mountain.
Cool.
They have nice cards. I didn't even notice the purple and different colors on here until I saw it on my computer screen just now. So this is from Aerolite, and this is Tank Mountain. It was found near Gila Bend and Yuma, between them, and I got a really choice slice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yes.
It's got a
Metal in that one.
nice side of crust. Yeah, you know, I guess I'm not even sure what it's classified as. Aerolite doesn't put classification information on their cards.
They did with the earlier ones.
Mhm.
They haven't with these.
Zoom
Right.
in. It looks like an L6. If you look in there, you do see a few chondrules, but not very many of them. If we look at the metal, there is metal in there, but it's kind of sparse and not a whole lot. So I would go ahead and say this is probably an L6, which is a safe hedged bet because L6 is the most common meteorite in the world.
True.
What is it?
True. It is the most common.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, do you want heads or tails? Well, no, I'd rather have a 60% odds. So this is my personal collection piece of Tank Mountains. So I want to thank the Aerolite team for helping me out with this after I did the live. Well, I already picked this out beforehand, but after I did the live, they showed me a little bit of love on this slice, which is always appreciated.
It is in the Met Bowl as an L6.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, I felt pretty comfortable, you know, and then I'm playing the odds a little bit, but here's another one that I picked up in Tucson, and we're going to see if anyone can name this one. It's a very unique and recognizable when you see the interior. It's from Russia.
Mm.
Anyone have any guess about this witnessed fall in Russia that's black on the inside?
I think Tunguska, is it?
Nope, there's no material ever found from Tunguska.
Oh.
The Tunguska event was not a meteorite because nothing was recovered.
Oh.
This is Zarev. So I actually am a huge fan of, well, I love every meteorite. I love ones that are nice and white on the interior and show difference in color, like that. And you put it up next to that one. Night and day. But this is like I said, a witnessed fall from Russia, Zarev. It's well, there it is. TSAREV, Zarev. It's this is a 90-gram end cut. They wanted me to buy the 2-kilo complete stone, but I was like, nah, I think 90 grams is enough. I think 90 grams is enough. And to go along with that, I thought this was really cool. I have no plans what to do with this yet. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll keep it for myself. I don't know. But it was just a really, really nice thing, so I bought it. It's a fridge magnet. But look at the artwork on that. And you actually get some meteorite too.
Is that the letters are raised up too?
What's that? Oh yeah,
the letters are raised.
The letters are raised. It's
wow.
Like it is a series. All this is textured down here. Yeah, I haven't taken it out of the packaging. You know, it's like your Star Wars toys. If I hold on to this for 75 years, it'll be worth. So I actually got that one for Zarev, but how can you pass up this one?
Ooh.
Oh.
Lid.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the rate, everything is raised. The trees are textured. The mountainscape, like you can tell, it's 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a little. There we go.
That's really creative.
Yeah, so when I saw these, I was like, you know what? I will definitely pay someone for having the idea and executing perfectly on it. Yeah, so I thought those were really interesting, and that's one of those things when you're walking through an airport or a hotel or a hospital lobby. You see something, you're like, oh, I know it's overpriced, but I gotta have it. Let's go to Bruce in New York.
Yeah, well, since you brought up Tank Mountain.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So if the top of it kind of looks similar to what you have,
I know
yours is probably cut off, but you know.
Wow.
This is a full slice, and obviously it's like some weathering, you know,
yeah.
around on this edge. But
how long have you had that?
A while. I think when they first came out, when Aerolite first had Tank Mountain, I got this.
Wow, I I really wonder if we have a piece off the same stone, because that angle looks identical to mine.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the, you know, because it looks really. So
Dude, we're gonna have to see if we have sister slices. No. That's cool, man. Yeah. I had a slice of Altai, which is a 1 of 5 or one. I think it's 1 of 3 of this iron classification, and it's just such a unique piece that when you see something that's so similar, you're like, no, wait, that's too similar. Like, it's actually, and it took me a while, but I had to get the photos. I saw photos of it on Facebook. Someone had a slice. I actually got it and was trying to match it up to mine, and I realized, oh my God, they took it with the forward-facing camera or something, so I flipped it. As soon as I flipped it, they matched up perfectly. I had 2 sister slices and I bought it. And I tracked it back, and Craig's lineman cut both pieces. So, yeah.
Yeah, it showed that in the Met Bull, it showed that Tank Mountain was a collection of 10 fragments totaling 8.05 kilos, and that all 10 pieces fit together. So it was an 8-kilogram puzzle piece.
Whoa. God, that's awesome. How come that never, like, I'll be honest with you, I know it's a nerdy thing and it's ridiculous, but when I'm sitting out in my hot tub at night letting my thoughts run wild, staring off into the non-starry sky, I wonder, like, why can't a meteorite just kaplunk right now? Like, I honestly don't care if it takes out my entire back patio. Leave my house standing, but take out my entire back patio. Hopefully the 2 cats will have some shelter elsewhere. But I'm done. Punch my time card and I'm done. I'm selling fragments of my back patio, and I'm riding that horse all the way into the station. Do we have any more show and tell? I have one, and it's a fairly easy, but we'll let one of the lesser experienced, meaning Pat, shut up.
Yes, sir.
That's like glass.
Anyone have an idea what this one is? The camera's trying to focus on the camera. There we go.
yeah,
This is an attack site.
That might be a squell, but it doesn't look like it.
Nope. It is just your average run-of-the-mill, extraordinary Dronino.
Really?
Yep. It is. Let me clean it off, actually.
Yep,
Oh,
it
my.
looks like a Dronino. It's got a bunch of fingerprints on it. That stuff polishes up so amazingly well. Very high nickel content.
Yeah.
But look at that. Have you ever seen a Dronino at that much with anything like that in Dronino?
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah.
Usually Dronino is absolutely glass, with the exception of you have tiny little fragment or little drops or drips inclusions in it. This one actually has, I mean, this is the most anomalous Dronino slice I've ever seen. Unless I'm just fooling myself. Pat, do you have any opinion on that?
So I'm not a nickel iron expert by any means, but I did peg it as a Dronino as soon as I saw it, and I cannot tell you what's going on there. But the majority of the slices that I've seen are mostly just the mirrored, looking like stainless steel metal.
Yeah, I have no explanation to why it looks like that, why that structure is like that. But I had to buy it. If I was that confused, and stupefied looking at it,
That looks nothing like one I have.
I know.
Yeah, or mine.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of going to Tucson and spending hours and hours and hours, digging through and finding the best of the best. And luckily I have friends at most of the places who will, I say, hey, just put that aside for give me like 30 minutes. Like 2 hours later, I roll back in. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
Well, if you want a mirror slice, get Chinga.
Yeah. Chinga is absolute mirror polished as well. Another attack site. Now I don't see any hands up. I want to show off. Well, you know what? Let's pause and go to an update on Mars because something cool happened. All right, so we're checking in on Mars right now, and as old hat, you guys probably already know. Everyone probably knows that we actually achieved a first. I don't even know when it was. I've been so busy. Just several days ago, the first powered flight on another planetary body. This is actually, it's spinning up. This is unbelievable that we can watch video of this.
Yeah.
That's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
And it hovers perfectly. It rotates around. It's it gimbals. They're basically just testing out whether it will fly, whether it's controllable, and do that's it.
All the hard work paid off.
Yeah. So just
they ought to be very proud of what they accomplished because this is epic.
Yeah.
So it's actually scheduled to fly tomorrow for its next flight. From what I read of the profile, it's going to be a 50-second flight where it's going to go up again about 5 meters, which I think is what this flight was. But then it's going to tilt 5 degrees and move a couple of meters to one side and then level off and then come back down. So.
Nice.
One of the things I read today was that Moxie on Perseverance, they're studying whether or not they can take carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen, was successful today in creating oxygen.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They made a little over 5 grams, which the press release said is good for about 10 minutes of breathing.
Wow.
And I think they did it. It ran for 10 minutes. I have the bulletin up, I think.
Yeah, the other significant thing about that is not just oxygen to breathe, but oxygen to make rocket fuel with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to pick up right there in a second because that's important, but I want to finish up with Mars for 1 second. Does anyone know the super cool fact about flying first on Mars and flying first on Earth?
Oh, yes, actually I do.
Yep. Orville and Wilbur.
Yep. A little swatch of the fabric from their flyer was included on the Mars Ingenuity and has now flown on 2 planets for the first time ever. So I'm just like, that fabric is badass.
That was my comment in the viewing of Ingenuity's first flight, that Orville and Wilbur would be proud. And now they've designated Ingenuity's landing area as Orville and Wilbur Wright field or something.
That's correct. I heard that as well. Yeah. The cool thing, and one of the main instruments that I was, I'm not sharing anymore, am I? No. One of the main.
You are still recording, Topper.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I wasn't screen sharing. One of the main instruments that I was interested in, because of the importance longevity-wise for space exploration, was the MOXIE. And I forget what it stands for, but it's oxygen, whatever. But you know what that really basically means is we can start setting up missions ahead of time by deploying rovers, by deploying drones, by making oxygen, by making the rocket fuel. So when humans actually get there, they have their storehouses ready for them.
Yep. And of course,
it's going to take them a while for that.
Yeah.
According to the news release, they're estimating that a return flight would take 55,000 pounds, 25 metric tons of oxygen. And MOXIE is designed to generate up to 10 grams of oxygen per hour.
Yeah. There's a scaling issue there. But if you can demonstrate that you can make the chemistry work and the physics work, then it's just a matter of industrialization.
It's a matter of scale.
Yep.
Yeah, those numbers are a little staggering. Hey, baby steps. What was it? There's something about Bob. What about Bob? Baby steps to the door. Baby steps to the elevator. Baby steps to the oxygen. Baby steps to the rocket fuel.
Yeah.
You know, there is one thing that it scares me, and I'm going to show it to you guys now. Hopefully you guys can see this. The rover doesn't scare me. This scares me.
Ooh.
We're talking about, we started talking about scammers fakes on eBay. I don't mean to call them scammers, fakes on eBay, where we started focusing on people and listings and what to look for and how to identify fraudulent or stolen data or wild claims like the lunar wrapped in a Martian, you know, just all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. But unfortunately, as crazy and outlandish as some of those wackadoodle nutheads are, yes, I'm talking to you. There's also some very smart criminals out there who are working just as diligently to take your money with fake pallasites. That is 100% manufactured pallasite.
Just about doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't look right, but
yeah, the part that's supposed to be metal looks like gray epoxy in that case.
Oh, just layout of the olivines just doesn't look like a typical palisade layout.
Right. Wow, that looks poicolytic on the right.
I know these are okay. I've been vaping for years. I enjoy vaping. It's my self-soothing. It's my therapy. I enjoy it. Lay off. When vape first came out, it was ridiculously clumsy and messy, and it was underpowered. It never lacked. Well, now I have this beast of a thing, and I mean, it has a microprocessor in it, like it's ridiculous. That's just in a few years. So if this is what is currently available, out of China. In 5 years, where are they going to be?
Yeah. Well, the one on the left is obviously man-made, but the one on the right, that looks pretty darn good, at least at this video resolution.
Yeah, this one, especially like when you see the outside of it. Yeah, that one scares me. Like, I don't know what the hell that is, but if I saw that, I'd be very interested in it. That
looks like a natural rock. There are terrestrial rocks that are very similar to some of the meteorites, and the same igneous forces go on here as on other planets. Well, yeah, the one on the left, that doesn't look like metal. I think that's gray epoxy with
JB Weld.
Yeah. Well, the fortunate thing is, I will be showing you a slice of that soon. This is, I don't know if it's the actual hand of, but these videos were created and sent to me by Shang Yang. Okay. So he actually bought them or got them to educate and to start getting awareness, and also to try to learn how it's being manufactured, what processes they're using, what materials they're using. You know, we don't have to hypothesize about what that gray material is. They're going to do. He's a postdoctorate PhD geochemist at University of Southern California. So I think he's smart enough to figure out what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what's great about being connected with a gentleman like that is, even though he doesn't like being the forefront of attention, he has no problem working with me in order to disseminate information, if that makes sense to you guys. He's not the most he's a little camera shy, little reserved due to his personality and also due to his nationality, but he definitely agrees with disseminating correct information, scientifically accurate information, all the stuff that we're doing here. So when I show you little gifts and little things that he's giving me, it's for this outreach project that we're all working together towards. And I should have a slice of that fake palisite. It's going to be the first fake palisite that I have, so I'm pretty anxious to get it. But I want to thank Shang or Shang, I'm sorry, for making that available for the group and for helping us, even with the irons that I bought in quartzite from Morocco that were unclassified, that I've been disseminating to you guys. Those are from him as well. He did the testing on them and realized there was no nickel present, so they're not meteoritic, and therefore it's a good learning example for all of us. So big shout out to our friend and our bolide crew member. Does anyone have something they would like to share? Okay.
Good night, Gracie.
Say good night, Gracie. I'm glad someone is old enough to get my, I mean, because I guarantee you, like, that's going to go over 90% of YouTube's head. Hey, everyone, thanks a lot for joining the Knowledge Bolide Hangout. I have your shirts. Buy a rock. I'll protect your rock and get you your shirt. We had a great hangout. Thanks, everyone. Pat, thank you for joining us. A lot of pressure on me without you here. Chris, thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. Talk to you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
Have a good week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
3, 2, 1.